Hi guys, welcome back to the Nerd Corner. I'm Matt,
I'm Austin.
and today we're going to be reviewing the core series of the Forever Evil, more specifically, the Forever Evil trade paperback.
Justice League Memory Tape Number 1, Origin of Lex Luthor.
Hi guys, again, welcome back to the Nerd Corner. Now, today we're going to be reviewing the core of the Forever Evil series by Geoff Johns, and it's drawn by David Finch. So, Austin, what did you think of Forever Evil?
Forever Evil is one of my new favorite events in the New 52 DC universe. And it's just such on a big scale, and it just captivates you with so many moments and so many turnarounds, and I really enjoyed it, and I would put it up there with my so far new favorite 52 series, the Batman, Scott Snyder Batman.
Right.
I would put it up there, definitely.
The Forever Evil is interesting because Forever Evil was an event, and I'm not huge into event comics, as you know, the Infinity Gauntlet. I hate the Infinity Gauntlet.
But it's the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, but I'm not huge into events comics, but this one was really good. It was really well done. I think they handed off to the right person. They handed off to Geoff Johns, and they said, make this event and make it fantastic. Have fun with this.
I mean, with it being Geoff Johns, did we expect anything less?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Geoff Johns is always top-notch writer, and David Finch does a good job drawing it. I really like the style. It was really nice. It was really comic book-esque. It was kind of dark comic book-esque. It was really.
It
cool.
was a dark DC comic book, which they usually are.
Yeah, and it's so the story. Let's talk about the story a little bit.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So before we get into the story, we're going to just spoil it a little bit. So if you haven't read it, read it, then come back and watch it. Okay. So the story follows the heroes of the DC universe. They are missing. They're gone.
Where did they go?
No one knows. No one knows where they.
Dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're dead.
They're all gone.
Exactly.
The world has no more superheroes.
So who's going to step in their place? So we get the most unlikely hero in the most unlikely places.
Luthor.
Lex Luthor. Yeah, exactly. And so he says these evil versions of the heroes, these
Syndicate.
the crime syndicate, they come over from Earth 3. Ultraman, you got Owlman, they're all like evil counterparts of the DC heroes. And they come over and they decide, we're going to take over this world because our world got destroyed. Let's go take over this world. And what they do is they come in without the heroes and they get all the supervillains together and they say, have fun.
Oh, yes.
Forever Evil.
And it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
But there was a couple of villains that didn't like that. The more high-strung, the more villains that are.
This is our world. You're not going to take.
Exactly.
These villains aren't going to take the villain world from us villains.
Exactly. We got Lex Luthor, like we said.
Yeah.
We got Captain Cold.
Mm-hmm.
We got Black Manta, Black Adam, and
Deathstroke,
and it's introducing Bizarro.
Yeah.
In
Or
this series.
B-Zero.
Yeah, exactly.
Subject B-Zero, Luthor's experiment.
Exactly, and the dialogue in this book is really good.
Geoff Johns dialogue.
And Geoff Johns' dialogue,
Yeah.
yeah, and I really like the characterization. Like, Luthor gets redeemed in this book a little bit.
I loved Luthor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're just like, man, this is a
Yeah.
guy I can root for. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of great character moments. Each character has their own little great moments. And, honestly, the Earth 3 characters, for not knowing them for very well, you're like, oh my god, these guys are super evil. You're like, oh my gosh. So, it kind of leaves you wondering. There's little tidbits here and there throughout the story, like, what happened to the world.
Yeah. And he starts to explain it. Yeah.
It starts giving you a little bit of tidbits here and there, and then finally, at the very, very end, they come up, and it's just like, here you go, here's what happened. And you think it's one thing, and it's not. It's something completely different. It's fantastic.
Can we talk about how hard it was to see Dick Grayson get so abused?
Oh, man.
Yeah, as close as, as dear as we hold it to our heart,
Mhm.
that was difficult to see. But then when you see Batman come to the rescue with Lex Luthor, and speaking of Batman, I thought it was hilarious how Batman still wanted to take control. He wanted to be the boss of these villains, Luthor, Bizarro, Black Manta, and he says, if we do this, I'm in charge. And they just all kind of look at him, and the Catwoman, leans over and says, you're not in charge, Batman.
Yeah.
This isn't your idea. This
Exactly.
isn't your world to save now. But yeah, it was. I was that moment when he cradled Dick like his son. It was just there aren't many comic book moments. It was a smaller moment. I don't think it was meant to be as big as I took it, but it was nice to see.
Yeah, it was nice to see that side of
Yeah.
Batman that we don't see. Like we talked about in the Batman review, there's a lot of things that the New 52's been doing for Batman, like these different little pieces that you don't see very often. But you saw the genuine love for Dick Grayson in this one, and you see honestly, in that moment, you see that Luthor is a true hero, but is he? Catwoman kind of asks him that, and he kind of plays it off. So is he a true hero or is he not?
I think he does, in this event, he does what he needs to do to continue being the villain. And to continue being the villain, he has to be a hero for once.
Exactly, and all these characters, they have to play the hero. They're the people who are down and gritty, and they want to destroy the Syndicate, but they don't want to imprison them. They want to kill them.
Yeah.
So that's how they are. They're villains at the core. Now, one thing that I really liked was the little touch at the end, because these characters have been introduced before in the DC universe. They were part of Grant Morrison's Earth 2, and the hero of Earth 2 was Luthor. Now, in this one, they kind of turn that on their head a little bit. They do use Alexander Luthor, but in a different way.
Oh, he's got the power levels of Shazam
Mm-hmm.
and Black Adam. And to see him go toe-to-toe with Ultraman and Black Adam. At first, they were holding him hostage. No, they captured him. He was captured. And every once in a while, you see them refer back to him, and then there's just one moment where he says, Mazaz?
Mazaz.
Mazaz.
It's Shazam backwards.
Shazam backwards, so Mazaz. And then you come to the conclusion, well, this guy has similar abilities to Black Adam or Shazam. And then he was referred to as Alexander. And there's the Lex part in there, and I started to bounce around the conclusion that it could be Lex Luthor. And sure enough, his last name does reveal to be Luthor.
Mm.
And it ends up being Luthor who destroys Alexander Luthor.
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's what I really like about this is Luthor doesn't have any superpowers. Lex Luthor doesn't have any powers whatsoever. But he uses his own ingenuity, and he actually tells Alexander Luthor at the very end.
I'm smarter than you.
He says,
Yeah.
"I'm smarter than you. That's why I'm better."
Yeah.
And that was incredible because all throughout this entire book, Luthor is the underdog. He always loses to Superman. He's going to always lose to Ultraman, but he ends up beating both Ultraman and Alexander Luthor.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something, these super powerful, like godlike entities, and he's just a human, and he prevails.
And then in the end, he saves my blue Boy Scout Superman.
Yeah,
Remember?
exactly. He saves.
I just saved your life, Superman.
Exactly. So it's pretty crazy.
And
but
he also saved Batman.
he did save Batman, but
He saved a lot of people. He saved the world.
yeah, exactly. He did save the world. So
That's why he's front and center on the Forever Evil.
So would you recommend the trade paperback for
Yeah.
people? Let me ask you a question. Would you recommend it full cover price, or would you rather wait for people to get the paperback?
Get it now. Get it now. Right,
know?
right now. Go
Exactly.
get it.
It's a fantastic. It's one of the best events I've read in a long time. DC really knocked out of the park with this one, and I'm so glad to finally see Trinity of Sin go from Trinity of Sin to Trinity War to Forever Evil, and I think Forever Evil was the high point. It was the last point, and it was the high point.
The epic climax.
Exactly. So thank you guys for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, and remember, keep it here to the Nerd Corner.